Hello, and welcome to my presentation on Gemeos and their mural collaboration called Giant. So, Gemeos, they are a Brazilian graffiti artist, and they are actually twins. So that's what Gemeos stands for in Portuguese. And below, I have a picture of them that they did in their own style. So they're known for creating large installments of giants with yellow faces. Let's see. So the project I'm talking about, like I said, is called Giant, and it was a collaborative with Futura. And so I was gonna start off by just reading Gemeos, their statement about how they collaborate with just each other, not Futura. We are complementary. One completes the thought of the other all the time because our creative process is so natural to us, which it's even hard to explain. It feels like there's a thread always keeping us connected, even when we are far away from each other, from one another. It is an everlasting bond. So, and that is a picture of both twins and Futura, the collaborative. Alrighty, so let's see. That is Futura. And so he is a graffiti artist, and he's been around for a while. He teams up with brands like Nike and Recon to create like a fashion line using his graffiti art. So there's a picture of him with his graffiti, and then to the right of that, his art converted into clothing. Okay, so this picture on the right is the full mural that they both created called Giant. And so this was in 2010, and it is visible on the facade of PS11, which is a school for children, and it's on the 21st Street in Chelsea. So this mural extends over 80 feet high and is very visible in New York. And let's see. So this project was organized by Alan Benedict, and he, along with other artists like iCognac, Montana Colors, and 12ounceprofit.com, and also Nike World Basketball Festival, all supported this project financially and otherwise. So the idea behind this mural was to create a piece of art that combined two different styles from opposite extremes, and thus create a united and harmonious work. So, for example, both Gemeos and Futura have very different styles, and you can see that Futura's work is mostly seen. It's featured throughout the piece of art, but it's mostly shown in the shirt because of his signature style, like I showed you before, the circles. You could see them in the shirt right there. And Alan Benedict, who was the one that wanted this project to work, at the end, he said, there is a symbiotic relationship between their aesthetic, and that is the true essence of collaboration. So he found that this was a very successful piece of work. Okay, so to connect it to our reading, in Raphael Schachter's An Ethnography of Iconoclash, an investigation of the production, consumption, and destruction of street art in London, he says, graffiti can thus awaken us to otherwise hidden arguments, can hint and insinuate at different ways of approaching our world, reaffirming the city as a place of social discussion and heterogeneity rather than austere social hegemony. So therefore, this piece of art was created to thus inspire diversity rather than similar mindsets. And Os Gemeos altered the colors of the flags purposely within the shorts to signify unity, a world without borders, combined to form one world, one voice. And that's what they like to call this piece, without the distinction to language or race. So let's see. The next quote I want to connect this to is, the real political significance of street art lies not so much in the direct political messages carried in the artwork, but in a very practice of street art itself. They argue that by putting out their works in public space, by transforming public space, they can reach a wider audience, not simply outsiders who are not part of their subculture, but also people who would otherwise never enter a gallery or museum. So Os Gemeos sought to establish a visual communication, not only with people walking by, but specifically the children that attended the school and that would walk by the mural each day. They wanted to bring the giant to New York, as they did to Greece, Holland, London, Sao Paulo, and more. So in choosing a public space, in choosing a public wall on a school building is not only a gift to the children, but the neighboring community. It ultimately serves to emerge dialogue between artists and the city of New York. These murals created by international artists are working with the city to create murals that continue to inspire and enrich the communities. And I think that this work does that. So this is a picture. As you can see, it stands out very clearly and pops, and it demands you to look at it and think about it. And it really, it enriches your experience in the city. So lastly, I just wanted to share that I decided to pick Os Gemeos because I saw them in the movie Banksy Does New York, and I was really inspired by this quote. They never stopped doing graffiti, but over the years, this universe created by the duo, they're giants, this universe of giants, with which they dream and get inspiration from, overlook the cities, becoming a language of its own. With so many other influences and cultures, it is constantly evolving. So therefore, Os Gemeos doing collaboratives with not only Futura, but Banksy, creating these statement pieces and filling the world with their, created dream really inspires others.